So good day, everyone, and welcome to today's class. And today we are going to be talking about process costing. And if you remember during the previous class, we were able to look at what are the basic terminologies involved in process costing. And process costing is a costing method used when it is not possible. It is a costing method that is used when it is not possible to identify separate units. Please don't forget, I want you to note this down. Now, process costing is a costing system that is used when it is not possible to identify a separate unit of production. A process costing is a costing method that is used when it is not possible to identify a separate unit of production or a job. Why is it not possible to identify a separate unit of production? Because because of the continuous nature of the production process. It's a costing method that is used when it is not possible to identify a separate unit. It's a costing method that is used when it is not possible to identify a separate unit of production. Why is it not possible to identify a separate unit of production or a job? It's because of the continuous nature of the production process. There are some products now that it has to be in batches. We can't say, oh, we want to be producing this particular product separate. But we have another costing system that it is possible for us to do what now? For us to identify a separate unit of production. And that is what we call a job costing. In a job costing now, the products are not the same. So their production pattern has to be different. If you want to produce this particular unit, let's say unit A, the production method, what you are going to use, if it is different from if you want to produce B, that is a job costing. In a job costing now, let's say I want to produce product A. If product A now, the way I'm going to produce product A, if it is not the same with the way you are going to produce product B, then which costing method do we use? We use job costing. That is, if you want to produce A, the manufacturing the way you are going to the component that you need, the material that you need, the labor that you need, the overhead that you need for you to produce product A, if it is not the same with product B, so which costing method are we going to use now? We are going to use what we call job costing. But when if you want to produce product A and if you want to produce product B, if they are the process that you are going to take is if they are the same, then we are going to use process cost. If the way you are going to produce A is the same thing as the way you are going to do product B, then we use process costing. Because their nature, they are the same. They will pass through the same they will pass through the same process. If you want to produce process A, product A, it will pass through process 1, it will pass through process 2. So if the same thing as well for B as well, it will pass through 1, it will pass through 2, B2, then we use process costing. And that's why we say process costing is a costing method where it is not possible to identify a separate unit. Why is it not possible to identify a separate unit of production or a job? Is because of the continuous nature of the production process. But in a job costing, it is possible to identify a separate unit. Now look at it now. Let's say Let's say process 2. For you to complete what process 1, I'll be sorry, for you to start process 2, then you must have what process 1. It's a very simple costing method. And the requirement is will be very, very clear. Look at it now. If I want to prepare what process 1 now, I'm only focusing on what? On information that is related to process 1. If you want to do process 2 now, we are only focusing on what? Information that relates with what? Process 2. With the what? With the output of what? With the output of what? Of process 1. The output of what? Of process 1 now, it will be the input of what? Of process 2. Let's now start. This is a requirement. This is a very straightforward question. And let's start with this. You are required to draw up the process, the abnormal words, the abnormal loss, and the abnormal gain. If you remember during the previous class, we're able to look at what? The terms in what? In process cost. We talk about what we say normal loss. From the word normal. Look at in this question now. How many material do you introduce? I introduce what? 8,000 kg. Then we already set the standard that, if you introduce what? 8,000 kg, it's not possible for all the 8,000 kg to come out successful. There will be some defect. So the management also need to make a provision for what? For normal loss. If there's a normal loss, we are not going to blame the labor. And we are already setting the standard that 10% normal loss. So if there's a 10% normal loss now, then how many are we expecting? So 10% of what? Of 8,000 now, that is 700. Please hold on. That would be 800. So that means I'm expecting a successful output of what? Of 7,200 kg. Is everybody? This is what now? 10%. 0.1 multiplied by what? 8,000. So how many are we expecting now? So that means that
Is it just me or I can't hear him again, please?
Even from my hand, I cannot hear him. I think it's the network.
Thank you.
I'm sure he'll be back.
let's continue. So what we are expecting is what? We are expecting 7,200. And we now have what now? We now have 6,800. So that means that there's what now? Please, who can tell me now? Let me hear from what? Our expected is what? Is 7,200. The actual now is now 6,800. What do we call the difference? Who can remember?
Abnormal loss.
Abnormal loss. Thank you very much. So that means that we have abnormal loss of what? How much now? 400. So now, please, before you start now, make sure that you understand the question very well. We have not write anything now, but you know that there's what in this question now. What is our expected? We are expecting what? 7,200 kg to be successful. And the output of process 1 now that they want to transfer to what? To process 2 now is what? Is 6,000 what? 800. So that means that there's what? There's abnormal loss. And that management has to take that up now. Why? What happened? Is there any carelessness of some labor that's resulting in having this? Because this is much. We don't expect the word abnormal loss. We only pray for that we should have what? We should have abnormal gain. That we are expecting what now? We are expecting 7,200. Let's say we now have what? 7,400. That means that we have what? Abnormal gain of what now? Of 200. That's good now. We'll start with what now? Process 1. This is given in what? In kg. We have what? We are going to have unit cost. And we're also going to have total, or sometimes you can call it amount, whatever it is. Same thing. We'll have kg. We'll have what? Unit cost. And we're also going to have what? We are also going to have total. Or you can say what? Amount, whatever it is.
So please, I can't see your full screen.
Oh, thanks. This is my first screen. Sorry. So this is it. So you just do it as if you are doing what a normal ledger in accounting. So we have three elements of cost. We have what? Material. We have what? Labor. And we also have overhead. Those are the three elements of cost. Now we'll go back to the words. We'll now go to the question now and say that, well, how many kg do you introduce? Material introduced. We introduced how much? We introduced 8,000. So I'll say what now? 8,000. That is the kg. Then how much is one? I say what? Look at this. Material cost per kg is what? Material cost per kg is what? Is 10. Material cost per kg is what now? Is 10. So that is the unit cost. No, in MI, please don't forget, there are some time that you'll be giving in total. There are some time that you'll be giving in what? In units. So look at the question very well. Are you giving in what? In total? If you are giving in total, then the examiner will ask you to calculate in what? In units. And if you are giving in unit, that means that you need to work with what now? You need to work with total. So here now, a unit cost of one is what? Is 10. Then if you say what now? 8,000 multiplied by what? By 10 now, we have what? 80,000. Then what's our labor? Labor can say the value has been given to you. If the value is not given to you, they will give you the rate per hour and they will give you the numbers of hours that the labor. If the value of what 12,000 is not given, they will give you the hour that, oh, they work for what? For 5 hours. And this is the rate per hour. So I have what now? 12,000. What about the overhead? And they just say what? Expenses. But please don't forget, it's the same. These are the elements of cost: material, labor, and overhead. So we have what? 20,000. And you had everything. Don't forget, you don't have the word the units. This is what? 8,000. This is what now? 92. This is what? 122.
1.
Then we'll go to the words.
Yeah,
We'll go
it's
to the
112,000, not 122.
oh, thank you very much. Okay. So we'll go to the next one. So, okay, sorry, let me just take this. So we say, well, what's our normal loss? Our normal loss is what? At least you can use your calculator to do this. Okay, but let me do it. So what is our what now? I mean, what is our expected? So okay. So and go back and say what? Abnormal loss. Sorry. This is 800. This is 400. Then you say what? Transfer to what? To process 2. That's 6,000 what? 800. So let me now tell you something. In this question now, there are some questions whereby you are going to have that normal loss, these products, some of this kg that is damaged, we can sell it. They will give you the what? They will give you the price as well. That this product, this normal loss of what 800 kg, maybe there are some time whereby you can sell just like a scrap. But now this is a what loss. Any value is not given. So this is what this and this will be this. Because we are not realizing what any amount from this what 800 kg. So now the next thing that we now need to see look for now is that what will be the price that we are going to use for what the price that we are going to use to take this transfer. What will be the unit price for abnormal loss and what? Because abnormal loss, there are some times that in manufacturing company, if there's a defect and it's as a result of maybe one individual carelessness, then you have to what? You have to pay for it. You have to. Just like maybe someone made a mistake now, there's some time when it is your own, then you have to pay for it. So all these normal, abnormal loss, we have to attach a value to it. This one must not go scot-free. If it is some labor that caused this, then you have to what? They have to pay for it. So this abnormal loss now, it is something that we don't expect. So it has to work, it has to be valued. So what we just need to do now is that what will not be the price that we're going to use now to transfer. So you just say what? Let me say 5 now, but in the exam, all this one I'm just doing is not really necessary. So if you just say what? Cost per unit. Sorry, cost per kg. what we are now going to do is that what is the word? What is the cost? The cost is this 112. You're now going to say divided by what? How many units are you expecting? How many units are you expecting? We are expecting 7,200. That is what I'm expecting. 7,200 kg. So whatever we have now, that will be the price that we are going to do this now. Sorry. 112 divided by what? Divided by 7,200. So that's what 15 point what? 15.56 now. So that will be the price that we're going to use. 15.56 per watt per kg. And then you go up now and say what? 15.5 kg. So 15.56 multiplied by 400. We have what? 6,224. And what you just do here, something, let's say what? Minus what? 112. Then to give me what? 105. This 77. So what would just be costing the difference? You can even say that, oh, 6,800 multiplied by 15.56. You see, what will be causing the difference? It will be as a result of that one, as a result of the decimal. It's because if I say plus what 6,224 now, you can say I'm having a slight difference of what? Slight difference of 112 of 32, which is caused as a result of the decimal, so it is fine. Okay, so this is the end of what of process one. Let me zoom it out. Then we'll go to the what? We'll go to the next process. So this now, these are this side, like this debit now is like input. This is like their what output now. So now you can say this is output now. It's like you are crediting what we credit process one account. You now get to process two now, debit what process two account of 6,800. So we'll go to process two. All right, now, Mr. David, go ahead with your reasonable.
Please, I want to understand why we divided the cost over kg to get.
So what we just need to do is that, okay, if the what we are expecting to be successful is what is 7,200 kg, and you spend what the total cost is what is 112. So the total cost minus the what is our expected output, that will give us the unit price of each of the products in each of the process. This is the total cost 112. This is our expected. This is what we are expecting. This one of abnormal, the labor will pay for it. So we are also charging what cost to it as well, that they have to pay for this. This is the cost. This is what we are expecting. What we already make a provision for normal loss of what of 800. So we are expecting what 7,200 to be what to be successful. So that's why you now say this divided by 7,200, it will give you this what 15.56. Okay. So this is what now. Let's go to process 2 more. So we are through with this process 1 now. We need to focus on what on this. So in process what now? In process 2, a material was introduced. So material introduced. We introduced what 2,000. And how much is material here? Material is here is 15. So it's 15 in what in process 2 to put what 15. So now if you say what now 2,000 multiplied by what multiplied by 15, we have what 30,000. 2,000 multiplied by what 15, we have what 30,000. So that is the total amount. Then what else again? We also have what labor of 8,000. Then we also have what we also have expenses. Expenses of 15,000. So we now need to do something as well. That in process, look at in process 1. Okay, we are through with that. In process 2, we expect a normal loss of 15%. Normal loss of what? Of 15%. So normal loss of what now? Of 15%. How much are we bringing from what? From process 1? We are bringing forward of what? 6,000 what? 6,800. We are bringing what? 6,000 what? 800. And we introduce 2,000 what? 2,000 kg of what? 2,000 kg of what? Of material. 2,000 kg of what? Of material. Then we are now saying that what is the total what? The total material now. Let's do it this way so that everybody understand. Now, let me do something here. Total material now. Let's total kg. Process 1. Process 1 is bringing 6,800. Then introduce. We introduce what? We introduce 2,000. So that means that we have what? Now we have 8,200. Oh, sorry, 8,800. So we now say that what normal loss. Normal loss should be what 15%. So 15 divided by what 100 now. Multiply by what 8,000 what 800. 0.5 multiplied by what 8,800. Sorry. 0.5 multiplied by what 8,800. Then we have what 1,320. We have 1,320. So this is 1,320 as our what now? As our normal loss. I hope everybody understand this. This is what we are bringing from what from process one. Then we introduce what? We introduce 2000 kg in process two. So what is the total kg now? The total kg is what? 8,800. And in this particular process, we make a provision for 15% as normal loss. So that means our normal loss now is what? 1,320. So let's record that as well. Normal loss. Normal loss is 1,320. And we are not giving what any value that they can solve. So this is dash and this is dash. Now, if you are not giving, if you have a normal loss of this, then the next thing that we need to ask ourselves now is that what is there abnormal gain or there's abnormal loss? So before you can determine whether there's abnormal gain now or there's abnormal loss now, let's get our what now? Our expected. Our expected what kg. Our expected kg now to now be what the 8,800 minus the what the loss that we have made a provision for. So whatever we have now, that is our expected. So if you say what now 8,800 minus 1,320, then we have what 7,480. 7,480. That is what we are expecting. 7,480. So what we want to do, our aim is to check whether there's abnormal gain or there's abnormal loss. Before we can decide that, make sure you determine the expected, that this is what I am expecting. Now, we will now go again and say that, well, what is the actual? What is the actual output? The actual output is what 7,700. Our actual output is what 7,700. So, and I want to ask at this moment that what do we have now? Do we have abnormal loss or do we have abnormal gain? So we put it in the chat box. What occurs here? Do we have what abnormal gain or we have what abnormal loss?
Abnormal gain.
We have abnormal gain.
So we have abnormal gain, and that is what that is fine. So now, sorry. So actually, we can now say what now for abnormal gain. It will now be the 7,700 minus 7,000. Is this not 200? This 220.
220.
Yeah, thank you very much. So this is our what now. So I will come here and say what now? Abnormal gain. To be here. Okay, so it's just what is our output? Let's record that here too. Any word now. Since there's no any process again, since there's no any process again. So whatever we have now, that is our finished that is our finished goods. So I'll just write finished goods here. Our finished goods now is 7,700. Since there's no any other word, since there's no any process again. So let's now do the summation now. Please hold on, let me shut this down. So, sorry. So the next one is that what is the work? What is our output? What is the price that we are going to use now? So what we just need to work now, what we need to determine first. And who can try, sir? Let me even put them. You can tell me that what will be the unit now, based on what we have done before. Based on this is it. What is the total cost? The total cost now, divided by the what? Divided by, just try it, let me see. What is the total cost? What will be the unit now that we are going to use?
$21.226.
21.226. So now, and how do you get the word 21.226? Go ahead.
Can I
How do
say
you-
it?
Go ahead,
Okay,
go ahead.
I added the 105, 777, 30,000, 8,000, and 15,000, and
Okay.
divided by the expected unit of output, which is 7480.
Yeah, that's it. Thanks so much. I hope
Thank
everybody
you.
understands as well. What you do is that what still based on what you have done before in process one. Let's get the words, let's get the total cost. Then you divide it by your word by your expected. Get the total cost starting from what now? Starting from 105. Say what 105, 776 plus what now? 30, that's 38, plus what now? Plus 15. Then you have this. And let me write this. Sorry. And what is our expected? Our expected is what? 7,480 kg. So we have what? 21 what is? Yes, okay. Divided by 7. We have 21.23. Let's give it to 2 decimal places. 21.23. Okay, so we'll just go here now and put 21.23. So here, 21.23. You also come here and say what? 21.23. So you say what now? 7,700 multiplied by what? 21.23. Then we have what? 163. Awesome. Is 9,000. Is other than 1,026 plus 7,700. So that's that. So we also had this one as well. That has to be the same too, which is what 6,800 now plus 2,000 plus what 222.
Sir, please, I did not attend yesterday's class. Please, what's FG?
FG is finished, bro. Sorry, I never make mention of it. Let me clear. Sorry. So everybody's finished what? This finished goes. So you're now going to say what now? 105. Okay, sorry, 220 multiplied by what? 21.023. Then we have what? 4,671. So let's say 4,671. Then if we add it together as well, we should be able to have the same of 163.
Yes, it's the same. 163,447.
Yeah. Thank you very much. So please, everybody, do you understand this? Let's go to another one. But please update this first. So that's good now. So look at this question 3 now. Can we all attempt this question now? Hold on. Look at this question. Question 3. But there's something I've not explained there. Look at this question 3. Have a look at this question 3, please. Omote Nigeria Limited manufactured its products through 3 processes. The following data relate to process 2 and 3 for the month of October. 100,000 units at 10 naira each were transferred from process 1 to process 2. Can we prepare the process 2 now? Just prepare process 2. Let me see. Let's use words. Can do this in less than 10 minutes. Prepare the process 2 account now. And I want to know the words. What is the value of units that will be transferred towards process 3? Attempt just prepare process 2 alone, leave process 3 for. And in process 2, what I'm just demanding, and if you can use your calculator as well, it is not bad. Just tell me that what will be the value of output to process 3? What will be the value of output to what to process 3? Just like what this is what I'm requesting for. The way this is what I just need. I'm saying what 6,800 now at this price, at this value. So if you can use your calculator, it's not bad. I just want to make sure that you understand. So do this for this process 3 as well. Tell me what will be the value that we are going to transfer from process 2 to process 3. This is time start now, please. What will be the value that is transferred to process 3? I need the units, and I also need the cost.
Sorry, can anybody hear our lecturer? I can't
Yes, I
hear
can
him
hear.
from. Hello, sir.
Yes, I'm not saying
I can't hear you.
anything. I'm waiting for some. Yes, I can hear you. Yes, I give a task. That's why. Now,
Okay,
what
sir.
is
It's the question 3,
yeah,
right? For us to do.
yeah,
Okay,
yes, just focus
Let me do it.
on process question 3.
Okay.
Just focus on process 3 alone. What will be the unit of output that will be transferred to process 3?
Okay, from
And I
process.
say 10
Okay.
minutes for that. Thanks.
All right.
Please, we have less than 5 minutes, please. Yes, I can hear you.
Can you hear me, sir? Yeah, for output to process 3, that should be 90,000. Can you hear me?
Yes, okay. You say 90,000. At
Yes,
what price?
90,000. At price of 15.72. 15.72.
Okay. So let's try to remove ourselves, please. Okay, I think I have it. Thanks. Please, your trade. You can just put it in the chat box, please. Okay, now, so everybody now, please. Is there any other person that can be able to determine? Oh, sorry, it's still 1 minute more. Just try the output and what is the unit. All right, so that's good now. Thank you, Robert. Let's thanks for your attempt. Do we have anybody else? Start here.
I got 92, but I couldn't get for the other, what's it called?
Okay, you have 90 as the unit as well, 90,000.
Yes.
At what price?
I think, how did I even calculate that again? Oh, I shall got 90.
All right, now anybody that got 92 without how you can't remember how you guess.
I knew I did 90%, or I don't know, 100 or so, I don't know.
All right, now, thanks so much. Let me answer your from that. This is true. At least we are more in this point. Anybody, please. If it is, well, just tell me if it is unit, the price that you have, there's no problem. Or if you have
Sir,
the
please,
unit,
is
any
the
of it.
90 they're talking about the expected unit of output?
And you know what I need now is what I need. What are you going to transfer to process to, and at what price? You know that you can see what is transfer sale, but what I really need is what is the price. You
Okay, sir.
understand?
Yes.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, sorry.
It's breaking. Maybe we can just put it in the chat box. Then let me also try my own. I don't know how I'll get my own to show. So we have it. Okay, sorry. Let's go back to the question. Process 2. We are already given information relating to process 1. So this is process 2 now. Okay. Output to process 3 is 8,500 at the unit of what? 26.25. Thank you very much. Unit, the cost.
Hello, can you hear me?
Can you hear me? Yes, I can hear you now. It's better.
Sorry. I said earlier on that the output is going to be 90,000. So
Yes.
the price of the finished goods, I said earlier 15.72, but apology, that will change. It's going to be 15.38 because I've been giving the scrap value here. 15.39. 15.39.
All right, thank you very much. That's 90,000. All right, now let's go. Unit, cost, and amount. So we have transfer. Know this process 2. Transfer from process 1. Okay. I said the following data relate to process 2 and 3 for the month of this. 100 was 100 unit at 10. We transfer from what? From process 1 to 2. So 100,000. At what now? At 10. Then this is what now? This is 1 million. Then what else again? We now have what? Direct material. Direct material of we have direct material of 100,000. We also have what? Direct labor. Direct labor of 135,000.
Hello, sir.
Yes,
Please, what about the direct material for process 2?
and I'm in process 2 now. Direct material is 100. I think I've written that. Direct what? Direct labor is what? 135. The next one I'm doing is variable expenses. Variable expenses of 30,000. Then I also have what? Production what? Production overhead. Production overhead is what? My production overhead is 250,000. I say production overhead is what? Production overhead is 250 or 250,000. Okay. Then what is their output? What is the output to what to process? To process 3. And we can see the output to what? To process 3. Let's say is what? Is 70,000. Okay, no problem. What we now need to do now? What is our normal loss? Direct material to process 2 does not have any cost. No, it have now 135, 100, 100, 144. That of course. So now our normal loss is what? Let's say output. Normal output is what? 90%. So normal output is what? Is 90%. So that means that we are expecting what? 90% as normal what? Normal output. So that means that loss now is what now? Normal loss will be at 10%. So if I'm saying that what 10 divided by what 100 multiplied by the what the 100,000 that we introduced.
Yes, 5,000.
So 10% of this now.
10,000.
10% of this, 10,000. So our expected now. Expected output. Our expected output would be
90.
100,000 minus what? And I think that everybody arrived. Thank you. So this is 90. This is what we are expecting. Then the next thing that we now need to ask ourselves is that what? The next thing that we now need to ask ourselves is that what is now the actual output? That's number 3. Actual what? Actual output. Actual output now, it will now be, okay, what is it? They say actual output is what? Is 85. Actual output is what? Is 85. So now, we cannot decide, is there normal loss? Or, is there abnormal gain? Or there's abnormal loss? So here now, we are expecting what? 90. And there's what? There's actual of what? Of 85. That automatically means that we have what now? Abnormal what? Abnormal loss. And the abnormal loss now is what? It should now be, oh, what? This is what we are expecting. Minus the what? The 85. That means that we have the what? Abnormal loss of what now? Of 5. Okay. And that's it. We'll just go back and say that what? Normal loss. Let's record it. Normal loss is what? Is 10,000. We also have what? Abnormal. We have abnormal loss of what? Of 5,000. So what now? To process 3 is what now? Is 85,000. So at the end of the day as well, you should be able to have the same. So the next thing that we now need to look at in this question, which is, it is different from the question I saw earlier. And I think if you listen, remember, I have made mention of this before. Look at this last. They say scrap value of loss. Meaning that what? That normal loss, I'm expected to have to realize something from it. In process 2, it is 3. In process 3 is what? Is 2. In process 2 is what? 3 naira per unit. In process 3 is what? Is 2 naira per unit. So here now, That is, if you remember, I explained this. Okay. It will now turn to what now? To scrap. So we now call it scrap value of what now? Of 30,000. In the previous question, we don't have what we're not able to realize. This information is not what this information is not given. We don't have this. That scrap value. We don't have this information. So meaning that what each of the material, and that is the normal thing in manufacturing sector. You should be able to sell some parts that damage. You should normally be able to sell. Unless if there's no disclosure. You should be able to see some people that will buy, but it will be at a lesser price. So that is that. Then the next thing that we now need to do is what? Let's determine the what now? Let's determine the cost. Let's determine the what? Let's determine the cost. So what we just need to do first, let's add all this. If we do not understand this, relax with this. We have what now? 100,000. If you're able to have what? 100,000 YouTube. Now, starting from 1 million down to what? To 250. What's the amount? At least we have it in our book now. This, can you just call the FIFO factor? All these value, what is it? What's the total?
1515000.
1515000. Thank you very much. So let's go now. Let me also write it. 1515000. Then the next one is not for us to be. So based on this, what is the everybody? What is the price are we going to use? Use your calculator now. What is the price that we're going to use now? This is what, if you remember, my question is that what is the unit of output? This that you are going to transfer to process 3. What you are transferring to process 3, it will be given to you in what? In that process 2. This is what you transfer. You transfer what? 85. What I'm really interested in is at what price? Because this is what I transfer. I transfer what? 85. So what I'm really interested in this question is that at what price? What is the cost per unit do you transfer? And someone make mention of what now? Someone make mention of 15.3 now. Everybody now, do you have 15.3 now as well?
It's 16.83.
16.83. By what? By saying this is our total, right? By what? By the expected.
90,000.
90,000. So that's just it. How do we get the cost? That's the last one. Is this? $90. Whatever we are, you say what? 16 got
83.
80. Thanks so much. So and that. So sometimes we'll be having some words, we'll be having some difference to be as a result of the words, to be as a result of the apposition, the decimal point. So what I can just do to make it balance, just to say one word, I'll just write the balance. Sorry. So this is the only thing that will be causing some slight difference is as a result of what of our approximation, which is fine. The next requirement was process 3. This is usually very long. But let's do it. Or what is the next requirement? So someone is raising up his hand. Please go ahead, please.
Hello?
Yes, I can hear you.
The abnormal loss, I noticed that you had to adjust the total value to equalize the cost. What I mean is the 5,000 times the unit cost is above what you have there.
Okay. Sorry. There's a word now. Is the difference in what happened is hold on. What we need to do is that what we need to do, if you say what now, 115 times plus, let's say 30,000 divided by what, 90. If I say one, because this is total cost, and I realize some things, so I need to subtract it. Then divided by the 90.
Exactly.
There's a slight mistake. Sorry. Yeah, sorry. It's not for me. Oh, sorry. We neglect this. We neglect this, which is not so. Since this is the total cost, and you realize some things. So your net expenses now, that is what we need to use here. So it will be the net expenses that we need to use. So the net now to now be what this minus this 30,000 there. I forget to take care of this crap. So this minus that 30,000, this is the total expenses. But you also realize some things. You realize 30,000 naira. So what is it? The net expenses that we are going to use. The net expenses to now be what 1,000,005 minus what? Minus 30,000. Then divided by what? 90 what? Divided by 90,000. That will give us what? 6.5. Okay? That will give us what? 6.5. Sorry. If you are realizing something, you have to work now. You also need to take care of that. We realize that total expenses is this. So these total expenses minus what? Minus this, whatever we have, that will be the work now. That will be the total cost of this production. The total cost is not actually what? It's not actually 1.5 million anymore. Is what we have to say this 1,515,000 minus this what? Minus this 30. Whatever we have now, we now divide it by the expected. So please don't forget. I also want to fail to take care of what this number, the value of the numbers. It is only when it is not what We can attach a value to it. And if we can attach a value to it, it will be what? It will be nil. So this is 16.5. This is also 16.5. So 5,000 multiplied by 5,000 now. We have what? 82,500. Because the difference is even much, and the difference is not supposed to be much. 82,500. Sorry. Thanks, everyone. So the unit is what? 85,000 at 16.5. The total cost is what? 1,515,000 minus the scrap value, minus what? The scrap value divided by what they expected. That will give us what? The unit. This is what we spent, but we also received 30,000 now. So we are using the what now? We are using the net. So let's go to what to process 3. So please, I can just be fast about this. So from process what? Process 2. At least everybody understand what I'm doing. Units in terms of cost and in terms of what? Amount. The amount is 16.5 and 1,402,500.
Hello, sir.
Yes, I can hear you.
Sorry. Please, the process 2, the direct material. Is
Okay.
there no cost for it?
Cost as well. There's direct material, there's cost for direct material. Direct material is this. Direct material is 100,000.
Okay. So it's not in units.
No, it's not in unit, it's in value. This is 100,000 as well.
Thank you.
So from process 2, what else again? Direct material 114. Direct what? Direct material 114. We also have what? Direct labor. Please in the exam write it for all this DL that I'm writing. This is 100,000. Then the next one, variable. Please you can write it very full. Now question please. Variable expenses. The variable expenses is 53,500. Then we also have what? Production what? Overhead. Production overhead is what? Production overhead is 200,000. So the next thing that we now need to ask our please, someone is raising up his hand. Go ahead, please.
Please, sir, can you explain the scrap value? Why it's being deducted from the total cost?
Yes, because if you look at it, let's look at it in a normal scenario. So, this is what you paid. You paid this amount for this unit, but you're out of this unit. You can remember out of this amount, 1,515,000 is meant for what? For 100 kg. But out of this what? 100 kg. This 100 kg now, this is the amount that is spent for it. But out of this 100 now, 10,000 is bad. And the 10,000 that is bad, you also realize what? You also realize amount. So the net amount that you actually will spend is what? It will be this minus the scrap value that you see. Oh, let's say for example now, look at it for example, buy a certain equipment. and the equipment is what is damaged. Let's say you buy the equipment for what? For 10,000 naira, and the equipment is what is damaged maybe after some years. You now do what now? You now sell it. If you look at it from the world, from the natural perspective, we are going to say that, oh, if you buy this particular equipment for 10,000 and later sell it for what? For 2,000 naira. That means that the net expenses is actually what? 8,000 naira. And that's what we're doing here as well. This is the total amount, but out of this total amount to produce this, you also realize 30. So we just need to net it up so that we are looking at the net expenses over the expected now. But assuming that the value is not there, we just say the total minus what divided by the expected to give us the unit that this product will pass out. Okay. So now let's look at it again. We are also in this process as well. We are also giving that there's a normal loss. So a normal loss of what? Of 80%. Normal loss of what? Of 80%. We have normal loss of what? Of 80%. So no, sorry, normal output. Sorry, we have normal output of what? Of 80%. So that means that the normal loss now is what? Normal loss here is 20. What? Normal loss here is 20%. So we need to determine that normal loss now. I'm sorry, this is supposed to be 1. Normal loss is what? 20 divided by what? 100 multiplied by what? 85,000, because there is no any material that was introduced. There is no any material that was introduced here. So 0.1 now 2 multiplied by what? 85,000. Then we have what? 17 as the as the normal loss. 17 is the now? It's the normal loss. Then what is now our expected? We have what? 68. Now, once you determine the normal loss, you know what you expected. Then the next thing that needs to come to our mind now is that is there a abnormal gain or there's abnormal loss? Before we can answer that question as well, make sure that you note this thing down to you. What is our actual output in terms of what? There's no any other process again now. So what is like our work now? Our finished goods. We'll go back to the question now. Output is what? Is 70 what? Is 70,000. So once you get the expected and know the actual output, then we cannot determine that is there a normal loss now or this? Is there abnormal gain or there's what? Yes.
Hello, sir.
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, just to confirm, so this normal loss, according to the question, I can see 80% and 90% for process 2 and process 3.
Yes.
But while we were doing the calculation, there's a subtraction of 100% minus the 90%.
Yeah.
Okay, so are you saying in questions that we might see, if there's 20% stated in the question, are we supposed to use 80% as the solution? I mean, 80% as what to use in solving the question. So are you saying 100 minus 90% as the normal loss?
Okay, right. Thank you.
I don't know if you understand me. Like, is there a standard way of
yes.
calculating?
You know, what this question is saying is that they are giving us the net. They are giving us the net. That normal output should be what? 90% in process 1. Normal output in terms of what you need to bring out is what? 90% of your input. So if they are saying that normal output is 90%, that means that whatever the input is, we expect a normal output of what? Of 90%. So that means that what we are making provision of what? Of 10% for loss. And even in process 2, they are saying that, oh, we expect what? 80% output. 80% of what? As 80% output of what? Of your input. So whatever your input is, we expect what? 80% of. So that means that what? A provision is already made for what now? A provision is already made for a loss of what? Of 20. My output, 80% of your output. Let's say, for example, now you give a certain labor now that, oh, help me to do this work. And you say that, oh, I need a what? A success rate of what? Of 90%. So meaning that what? You are also giving what? A room now for you to have what now? For a room to, okay, they may not be successful of what? Of 20%. Just like, for example, now, let's say it was in school now. Once you have what now? Let's say for you to have A now, let's say it is what? It is 70. So that is like the word out of 100 now. For A now, A will be what now? A will be 70. So meaning that what we are making a what? A deviation now for what? For 30% as well. Oh, I may not be able to get the question right. So here as well, they say what? 90% of output, meaning that whatever the input is, 90% has to be successful for process 2. For process what? 3 now, 80% output. We expect what? 80% output, meaning that what? Whatever the input is, we expect what? 80% to be successful. Meaning that what? We are giving room for what? A normal loss of what? Of 20%. So, and we can also do it this way. If what? Let me go back to the work file. This is what you are expecting. This is what we are expecting. And I can as well say that what? 68 divided by what? Divided by 0.2. No. If I say what? 68, I can still work back. 68. I say multiply by what? 0.2 plus 68. No. If I say what now? 0, which is 20%, 0.2 multiply by what? 85. I have 17. Yeah, I have 17, yes. That's the loss. I have 17 as the word as the loss. So that means that what I'm expecting now, if I even have the word the actual, this is the word the actual. Oh, in this situation as well, it won't work because this one is like a what abnormal gain. So this is just it. This what the examiner means here is what don't let us go further is 90% of output, meaning that what 90% has to be what 90% has to be successful. Whatever your input is, we are giving a room for deviation of what of 10% for process 2. For process 3, we are giving a room for deviation of what of 20%. So the less 100 is the what 100 is the input. What you are expecting is what is 90. So that means that what? Oh, losses of what now? Losses of 10 and losses of what? Of 20. So this is our actual now. Our actual is what? Sorry. Our actual is 70,000 units. So that means that we have what now? We have abnormal gain of what now? Of 2. So that's just it. So we'll just come here and say that what? Abnormal what? We just say abnormal gain. Abnormal gain of 2. Normal loss. This is unit. This is cost. this is what amount. Naira sign. Normal loss is what? Normal loss is 17. Can we sell it as well? Yes, we can. At what? 2 naira per unit. Scrap value of losses at what? 2 naira per what? 2 naira per unit. And what is our what? At least I can write FG now. Finished goods now is what? Is 70. Then we need to determine the what now? We need to determine the price. So what we just need to do is for us, oh sorry, this is the unit. So we just need to say now that what is the total cost? And please now let's attempt this now. What is the total cost? What will be the unit now that we are going to use? This is what 17 now. 17 multiplied by what? 17 multiplied by 2 now. This is 34. So this is 34,000. This is just the opposite of what I just explained. So what is the cost for this finished goods now that we are going to use based on what we have done in what's in process 2? Please, can you try that? If we can, let's see.
It's 6.17, so 26.2, approximately 26.2.
Then how do you get the 26.2? Sorry.
Okay. The total of the 1,402, 500, 114, 153, 200 divided by the expected unit, which is the 68,000.
You know that there's a normal loss. You have a normal loss that you can sell.
Okay.
We are going to remove that. So we had from what 1,402,500 down to what now 200,000.
Down to 200. Yes.
Whatever we have now minus that word now. What is this one?
Minus the 34,000.
Minus the 34,000 divided by the word now. Divided by the expected.
Okay. That means the new cost is 25.67.
25.67. Thanks.
Thank you, sir.
So please, everybody, do you understand? Your total cost you had from words, let's say all the debit now. But don't look at it from the angles of debit and credit. Sure. So this is all the total cost minus the value of the word, the value of the scrap, the value of the word, the value of the scrap. Whatever the value of the scrap is, then we need to do what? We need to subtract it, divided by the word, divided by the expected. That will give us the what? That will give us the cost that we are going to what? That will give us the cost that we are going to use to do what? We are going to use to what? To carry this out. And let me also write it as well.
Sir, please, I didn't get how you got the 25.67.
So I'm writing it now. Cost per what now? Cost per unit. What we need to say is that what is the total cost of this? The total cost is this. Starting from the first one, which is what 1,402,500 plus what 144,000 plus 100,000 plus 53,500 plus 200,000. Then we have this. Well, let me check again. 1,402,500 plus 114,000 plus 100,000 plus 53,500 and plus what? Plus 200 what? Plus 200,000. So we have what? 1,008,800 70,000. 1,870,000. That is the cost. So I will write this now. $1,870,000. 1,870,000 minus the what? The value of the what? The value of the scrap. The value of the scrap that you can later sell is 34,000. Divided by what? What is our expected? What is our expected unit? Our expected unit is what? Is 68. Our expected unit is what? Is 68 kg. Okay, what did they use? Is 68,000. So you say what now? This minus what now? 34,000.
That means it's 27.
Yeah, someone have called the figures. Let me also check as well. That is what we have. What 1,836,000 divided by what? 68. And whatever we have, that is the unit cost divided by what? 68. Then we have what? We have 20 what? We have 27. Okay. Yeah. We'll go up and it's start what now? Start 27. So this as well will be what? This as well will be 27. This is the abnormal. Then this will be what? 27. And the finished goods as well will be what? This will be 27 as well. So if you say what now? 27 multiplied by what? The output, which is what? 70. We have what? 1,890,000. 1,890,000. So 1,890,000 plus 34 what? 34,000. Then we have what? 1,924,000. So 1,924,000. Then in terms of what? In terms of our output, 17 plus what? Plus 70. That is what now? That is 87. So this is 87. We also come here and say what now? This is what? 85 plus what? 85 plus 2 as well. We have what now? 87. And then we have what? So we cannot say what now? 2. We say 2 multiplied by what? By 27. That's around 54. Okay. 2 multiplied by 27. That's 54. So we can have what? I think we have this figure before. The total. So if I say what now? 1,870,000 plus what? Plus 54,000. Then we also have what? 1,924,000. 1,924,000. So that's that. And this is the end of what? Process 3. Do we all understand? So there's still what now? There's still one requirement that is left, which is for us to prepare ourselves. They say prepare the word, the normal loss account. The normal loss of now. This is 3. We also have to prepare what? Abnormal gain. So you just do it as if you are doing what? You are doing ledger. That's the mentality. So now you go to where do you have what? Where do you have normal loss? I think that is in process 1. And we saw in process 2. We have normal loss in what? In process 2. And the normal loss is what? And the normal loss is
10
so
units.
normal is 10 and it is what? It is 3. So you know it's on what side there? It's on like the debit side. Then you turn it because it's on the credit before. So this is unit. This will be the cost. And this will be the what? The amount as well. So some words from process what now? From process 2. That is what? 10,000. And the price is what? The price is 3. Then we have what? We have 30. Then we also look at what, where do we see normal loss again? There's normal loss in each of the what, the production process. We have normal loss in process 3 as well, which is 17, 2, and 34. This is what now, process 3. Process 3, which is 17, at what, at 2. Then we also have what, we have 34,000. Then whatever we have now, we just need to close the account with the value, which is what, this is 64. Then you come here as well and say what, income statement, or you call it what, POL, or you say what now, POL, you just say what, income statement. With the same thing as what, you say POL of what, of 64,000. There's no need of what, unit in this side, this. Then we also have what, abnormal gain account. Don't worry, I'll explain everything again now. Where do we have abnormal gain? We have abnormal what? We have abnormal gain in process 3. So you say the unit, you say the cost, and you also say the amount. So from what? From process 3, what is the value? It is 2027. 2 and what now? 2 and 7. 2 in terms of what, the unit. This is 2. This is what? And 7. 27. And this is what? 54. So we'll close the account. Close the account. Then you say what now? You say POL, which is the same thing. Let me be consistent. That is what? Income what now? Income statement. Income statement will also have what? You know, in accounting, some of us should remember, if you debit your POL, it means it is what? It is an expenses. This is my POL. In statement of what? Statement of profit or loss, you only have 2 items that is there. It's either it is income or it is what? It is expenses. It's either it is what? It is income or it is expenses. So if I say what now? Debit the what? Debit the POL. It means that is what? That is an expenses. If I say what? Credit the POL, that means it is what now? It is income. So by you saying that word now, normal loss, credit the word, the POL, it shows that what? It is an expenses. And here now you are saying what? POL, meaning that what? When you open the word, the income statement now, this 54,000 naira to be on what side? This 54,000 will be on the what? On the credit side. If you open the POL now, this 64 now, it will be on what side? It will be on the debit side, the corresponding entry, which signifies that it's what is an expenses. So that is all. Even though we have what, you can see the requirement is what now? The requirement is normal loss, abnormal gain. There's another one that we also have. I think we also have abnormal loss. But if it is not what, since it is not required, you will not bother yourself to what to do it. We have what? Abnormal loss in what? In process 2. We have abnormal loss in what? In process 2. So this is just it. But it doesn't work. That's not the requirement of the question. Abnormal what? Abnormal loss. Abnormal loss is what? In terms of unit is 5,000. This is what? 16.5, and we have what? 82. 82,500. Then we say what income statement as well, which is what 82,500. But it is not what it is not required. You not bother yourself to do it. What the examiner required is what give us the process 2 and 3, abnormal loss and what and abnormal gain. But this is class, so I'm also doing this is the abnormal loss. In terms, this is the unit. 16.5 is the what is the cost or is the unit cost. Then this 85,000 is what the value. There's a way all understand it. And what is time for it? I think that's why I started in the show. So please we all understand why we proceed now.
Can you go back to the process 3?
Okay, process 3. Okay. This is process 3. All right.
Thank you.
All right. So now let's go forward now. Let's go for 10-minute break. Then we'll come back to solve another question, which is that one has to do with what we call equivalent units. So let's go forward for 10-minute break. This, let me say take 10 on. This is like we can stop around in the next 30 minutes. So let me see solve another question that how we call equivalent units. So let's take a 10-minute break. We'll come back. Thank you, everyone. So welcome back, everyone. And let's continue from process costing now. And the other angles of process costing that we are going to be looking at now is in the situation of what? Of work in progress. Situation of what? Of work in progress. You can see that what we have been talking about so far, we didn't make mention of what anything like what that is left in some certain department. But there are some time that what we want to continue process. Or let's say, for example, now at the end of the word, at the end of a certain period now, we want to value the value. We want to conduct a evaluation of of inventory of the material as at that time. Let's say, for example, now this is almost at the end of the year. We want to know what? We want to know that, oh, the production manager can say that, oh, I have 5,000 units of work in progress. I have 50,000 units of work in progress. Then we can ask that production manager that what is the equivalent unit? Equivalent unit is that in that work in progress of 50,000 that you are saying, what is the percentage what is the percentage that this finished work, this work in progress will turn to what now? Will turn to finished goods. But it is not yet finished goods. But can you tell us the what? Can you tell us the percentage? Look at this example that you have in this set. That's why I asked us to read it before we close the break. Let's say, for example, if there are incomplete 200 incomplete units in a process at the end of the period, there are what now? There are 200 that is not yet complete. What we have been talking about so far is about what? Is about finished goods. But what about in the situation whereby, oh, in that process, all the goods is not yet? They will give us the opening. This is what we start with. They will also give us the closing. And I say, for example, if there are 200 incomplete units in a process at the end of the period, and they are what? 75%, they are 75%. Meaning that, oh, what is left? The reason why I'm saying that is what it is work in progress is as a result of what it is not yet 100%. But as of now, I can give you a guarantee that, oh, the work is almost what 75% done. So what is now the equivalent unit now? The equivalent unit will be, oh, what will be total multiplied by the percentage? What is the total multiplied by the percentage? And whenever you have any question in process costing, and you see something like this that they are giving you percentage, it means that there's what, before you even go deep in that question, have it at the back of your mind that, oh, there is work in progress in that particular question. If you have any questions that they are giving you what the degree of completion that we're almost done, it means that there's a work in progress. There may be opening work in progress, which is what that one is setting, and sometimes they may also have what closing work in progress. But whenever you have any question in work in progress on process costing, and you see something like this, like on percentage of completion, it means that you need to look for what equivalent units. When you now want to calculate equivalent units, we have what? We have two methods. Look at this first question as well. Once you have something like this, 100%, 60%, 50%, 40%, it means that is what now? That is in a situation whereby there is what now? There's work in progress. Now, if there's a work in progress, they are going to give you two methods. If you remember, in accordance with what? In accordance with IS1. No, sorry, in accordance with what? IS2. IS2 deal with what? In accordance with what? With IS2. IS2 deal with what? Inventory. The means of valuation for inventory is either you use what? FIFO, and you use what? You use weighted what? Average. LIFO is not what? Is not acceptable by what? By IS2. But in cost accounting, we still talk about what? LIFO. But if it is in financial what? Accounting, there are two basic methods. Is either we are going to use what? FIFO, or we are going to use what? We are going to use weighted what? Weighted average. And when it comes to what now? If it comes to degree of what completion, most of the time the examiner will ask you to use what? To use FIFO. And what does FIFO now mean? Force in, force out. And I thank God that what I'm the one that take that particular course, and that is even my area, is to talk about anything that relates with what? Material, labor, and overhead. Now look at this question. Alex Limited produce a single product, and what's the requirement, sir? The requirement is saying that what you are required to use FIFO. That is the best method that we have. Calculate the value of unit transferred to process 3. Calculate the value of what? Work in progress. And prepare the process 2 account. The reason, please don't forget, the key idea in this question, once you have any question in process costing, and they are giving you the degree of completion, that you're having opening work in progress, you are having now closing work in progress. You need to determine one of the things that you have to do is determine the equivalent unit. You have 5,000 of work in progress. Can you tell us? Sometimes we have what we call contract costing. In contract, if the project is about 80%, it's like the project has become too large. Let's say, for example, that you are constructing a road, but the street light has not yet been fixed. It's like the project, but car can move. Car can still move without the street light. So you say that, the reason is because we have not put the street light. You can say that, maybe it's around 80%. So that is what we want to do now. We want to know the degree of, that work in progress, how many work is left? Look at this. You have an example now, they say it is 200. And the contractor can tell us that, it is 75% complete, meaning that the equivalent, meaning that what we can use that partly finished goods. This one. Let's now practicalize this now. What is the first requirement? The first requirement is what? Calculate the what? Calculate value of unit to be transferred to process 3. What needs to be transferred to what? To process 3. That is the what? The unit that we need to transfer to what? To process 3. That is the first requirement. If you are not asked to what now? If you are asked to do something like this, let me use what? Let me use as an example for this. Sorry, please hold on. Please hold on. We want to calculate the first requirement. That what you are going to do. This is what now requirement what A. It's a very simple stuff. Just be calm. And I think I give a break very well. So what we do now is what this is what requirement works. Requirement 1. A, you just say what cost element. Then let's now read the question now. Dallas Limited produce a single product which undergo 3 processes. The following data in respect of what? In respect of process 2 are available for December 2014. Stock of work in progress is what? Look at this additional information 1. Opening work in progress is what? 5,000 units. The degree of completion was as follows. That's fine. Opening work in progress now is what? Is, this data is for process 2. So that means that what is coming, that what we are expecting from what now? From process 1 is how much? Is 5,000 units. That means that process 1 is process 1 is yet to complete what? 5,000 units. But this is the degree of completion, and this is the cost. Additional information too is saying that what unit transfer from process 1 were how much? 21,000 with a total cost of this. So meaning that what? Oh, process 1 is able to transfer a what? A complete unit of what? Of 21,000. Process 1 is able to transfer what? Is able to transfer 21,000 units. So what? To process what? To process 2 as a finished goods. And process 1 also have what? 5,000 units as a what? Work in progress. And this is the degree of completion. Additional information. The closing work in progress were what? 3,000 words, 500. And this is the degree of completion. 20,500 units were completed and transferred to what? To process 3. 22,500 units were completed and transferred to what? To process 3. Let's understand the question very. It's very straightforward. What happened here? Which process are we? This company have how many processes? They have 3 processes. This information that we are giving now is for what? It's for process 2. We say that what? Process 2 receive output of what? Of 21,000. That is additional information 2. They receive finished goods of what? Of 21,000. And this is their cost. Process 2 also receive work in progress of what? 5,000 units from what? From process 1. And this is the degree of what? Of completion. And at the end of the day, process 2 closed with what? 3,500 units as a work in progress. They close with what? They close with 3,500 units. Opening work in progress was how much? Opening work in progress was 5,000 units. Closing work in progress was what? 3,000 what? 500. And process 2 is able to complete what now? Process 2 is able to complete what? 22,500. What we now need to do, the first requirement is saying, using FIFO, calculate the value of unit transfer to process. Calculate the what? The value. Calculate the value of unit transfer to process 3. You're already giving the what? You're already giving the units. What the examiner need now is that what? You know this already. In this particular subject, is either you'll be giving the units, they will ask you to look for the value, or you'll be giving the value, they will ask you to look for the units. Here, the additional information 4 is saying that what? We transfer how much? We transfer 22,500 units. What is now the value of what? Of this 22,500? That is what we need to do. I hope everybody gets this. What we are asked to do now in requirement 1 is for us to determine the what they say, calculate the value of unit transfer to process 3. What is the value? The monetary. But look at additional information 4 now. Additional information 4 is saying that what? 22,000 units were completed and transferred to process 3. What is not the value? That is what we are looking. I hope everybody understands this. It is what we had with open working progress. We're able to complete some, and we're able to what? We close with 3,500 as working progress. Okay. Now, what we now need to do, let's now go now. You're not going to say what? Input material. Those are the details that we are given. The next one, we also have what? Material introduced. Material was intro. We also have the next one to be what? Label. And we also have what? Overhead. Now, this is the cost element. The next thing you are going to say is what? Give us the completed unit. Please don't forget, and please master this format very well. Completed units. We are not going to go now that how many units do you complete? The information that we are preparing is for what process? It's not for process 3. It's not for process 1. It is for what? It is for process 2. So how many units do you complete? You completed was 22,500. Additional information, what now? Additional information 4. You completed was to 22 what? 500. 22,500. Sorry. Then, since we are using what? FIFO, they can as well sometimes ask you to use LIFO. This is what? Cost accounting. Some of the things that we are doing, they are not in compliance with what? With accounting standard. So since we are being told now that we should use what? FIFO, first in, first out. We are not going to say what now? We are asked to use what now? We are asked to use FIFO, first in, first out. This is a cost element. This is what you complete. Then, what do you even close with sell? Closing equivalent units. Work in progress. What do you close with? The total that I close with is 3,500. That is what I close with. And this is their degree of what? Of completion. Material input is 100% complete. So I'm going to have what now? 3,500. Material introduced, it is what? 55% complete. So 55 now, 0.55 multiplied by what now? This. I have this. Sorry, I don't like to use Excel most of the time. This is what now? Material, you have completed material, which is what is still going to be 35. That is 100%. Material introduced, you have completed what? 55% of it. So 55% of what? Of 35. It is what? It is this. 100% of what? 100% of 35. It is what? It is 35. Label. You're also going to say, well, that is 50% and 50% now, 0.5 multiplied by what? 35. Then we also have what? Overhead. Overhead is what? 45%. You still be basing it on the unit. Please don't forget. You'll be basing it on what? On the unit. 0.45 multiplied by what? Multiplied by 35. You have this. Then what is your open? A very straightforward answer. Closing area, work in progress. Just prepare it in this table. You are going to get it. This is a cost element. This is what you complete. You know what we are looking for is the value. What we are looking for is what? What we are looking for is the value. The unit is already given. This is the unit that you completed. And you close with this. Then what do you start with? Additional information 1. Opening work in progress, 5,000 units. Input material from process 1, let's say it is what? 100%. So I'm having what now? I'm having 5,000 here. Material introduced, 50%. That is what now? 2,500. Labor, 65%. That's not 3 something. 0.6 multiplied by what? 5,000. I have 3,000. Then the next one, overhead, 40% of it. 40% of what? Of 4 or 5,000. That's what? 2,000. I'm sorry. Let me say working now, so that you're able to remember. Let me say working 1. Sorry for taking your time. Closing what? Closing EU. Work in progress. Let me just copy this. How do we get the words? The material is 35. That's what you close with. So closing is what? Let me put the 35 here. Then material, we are told that is what? Look at additional information. Sorry, look at additional information 3. Input material is 100% complete. So we are also saying that what? And please let me write it this way so that it will show 100 divided, 100 divided by 100 multiplied by what? 3,500, so that you're able to see it. Material was material introduced. Material introduced is what? 55. So 55 divided by what? 100 multiplied by what? 35. The next one is what? 50. 50 divided by what? 100 multiplied by what? 35. Then the last one, which is what? Labor, is 45. 45 divided by what? 100 multiply by what? 35. I can as well do the second one like this as well. Number 2, opening. Opening equivalent unit. Equivalent is now just the idea. Okay, what is the value? We are saying that what? Oh, this one is less. Can you tell us the percentage that it is almost done? That is just like. Oh, you give me a certain work now. Oh, I'm doing it. You can ask me now, what's the equivalent unit in terms of what? Oh, like what is the rate that is left? Oh, it is what? I'm almost done, like 80%. Or they can ask, oh, send the report, Wasim. So that's like in process costing. That's like what equivalent unit. So the opening now, we started with what? We started with 5,000. Then these are the components as well. So we have what now? This, I say this one is 100 as well. 100, sorry, divided by what? 100, multiplied by what? 5,000. For opening, additional information 1, we have what? 50. 50 divided by what? 100, multiplied by what? 5,000. For labor is 65. 65 divided by 100, multiplied by what? 5,000. For overhead is 40. 40 divided by what? 100, multiplied by what? 5,000. And that's how we derive all this. Okay. Now, then the next thing, we're now going to say what? Total what now? Total equivalent words. Or sometimes we used to call it what? Effective unit. Total what? Total effective unit. Total effective unit. It will now be the what? What is your opening? Your opening is, I'm sorry, what do you complete? Your completed unit. Plus, what do you close with? Minus, what do you start with? And these are my effective units. These are, you're going to get effective units. Effective units. Effective unit. Total effective production. Production unit. Okay. This is like a word, a format. Is you have to master it now. Then it is not very easy now to get the cost. And once you can able to get the cost, the last thing is what? Cost per word now, cost per unit. And that's all. So by now, we are able to determine the value of the word, the value of what you transfer to process 3. We are only giving you the unit that you transfer what? 22,500. Then what is not the value of the word?
Hello, sir. Hello, sir.
Yes, I can hear you.
Can you please explain how you get that total effective unit, sir?
All right, I'll do. Madam Solia is also raising up his hand. Please go ahead. Do you have any question, please?
Yes, sir. Please, I want to have the closing and the opening. Are they in units?
Yeah, they are units. The opening, they are what? They are both in units. This is a close. They say closing work in progress was 3,500. Opening stock of work in progress is 5,000. So they are both in unit. Everything that they're giving us here is what they are. The unit is already been given. What we are being asked to do now is to look for the value. And someone is also asking that I should explain how we get it. So let me say this is A, this is B, and this is what? C. So let me now say D. D now equal to what now? A plus what? Plus B minus what? Minus C. That is how we get the word, the total effective. The completed was the closing and minus the what? All we now need to do now is that what is their cost? How much do you spend? You go back. What is their cost? What is the cost? Okay, these are the word now. But please now, before we, because next one is very simple, everybody please have a look at this thing again. So let's go now. I said opening, the degree of completion is what is this. Now, we are being told now, look at additional information too. The unit transfer from process 1 were this, with a total cost of what now? With a total cost of this. Other cost elements are what are this. So this will be for what? For material. This is what you are bringing from what now? From process what? From process 1. And you can see, look at this. Look at this 21,000. Look at this 21. This is a self-balancing account. Unless the only thing that can be causing a little deviation is when you approximate. Let's say unit transfer from process 1 were what? Were 21. Is it not this 21? This is the 21. This is the total what? Effective unit. And what is the cost? Sorry? The cost is 232,500. So I'll just write what? 232,500. What are other costs? You are giving already. Material introduced is 120. Material introduced 120,000. We also have what? 97,591. Now what is now the cost per unit? Cost per unit is what will be what? The total cost divided by what?
Sorry,
divided...
sir, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Go ahead.
Please, how do you get 300? The cost, I didn't really get it.
How do we get the cost right? Okay, thanks. This is the cost. Additional information too. They say unit transfer from what? The unit that is completed. The unit that is completed from process 1 that is going to process 2 is 21. And that is the material work. You can see, they say input material. The material is 100% complete. The material is 100% complete with a total cost of what? 232. So this is the what is completed and this is the cost. And we are also giving that what other cost element are where material introduced 120, the labor 97,500, and the last one is what? Overhead, which is what? So what is now the cost per unit now? The cost per unit, let me say this is my what now? This is my E. At least everybody knows this. And this is my F. So F is now going to be what? F will now be the cost, which is what? E now, divided by what now? Divided by D. It will give us the cost per unit. So, and that's it. What is the total cost? The total cost is what is this now? It's 25. And this is what we are looking for. So this is what we are looking for. And this is what requirement A now. This is the answer. The cost. So if I say what now? What you transfer, what you completed is what? 20 what? Is 22,500. So if I say this, multiply by what now? Multiply by this. This is the what? This is the value. Okay. Calculate the value. Calculate the what? Calculate the value. This is the value. Sorry, this is requirement what now? This is requirement A. This is what? The unit. And this is the what? The total what? The total cost. The total cost per what? Per unit. Then this is the what? The total what? The total value. Make sure you understand the words. You master this format very, very well. It's not going to be stressful. So that's all. We can move to what now? We can move to requirement what now? Requirement 2. And what does the requirement 2 say? Requirement 2, can you kindly move the screen to see the order and calculate what? Okay, I'm coming. Calculate the value of work in progress. Calculate the value of yes, go ahead.
I'm sorry for taking you back. The unit you got in 2005 569,470. Please, can you throw more light on, because I don't really know how you got it.
Which one now? This 25?
The 22,500 and this
Yes.
569,470.5.
Okay. Thanks. I understand. This 25 is this. I'm sorry, 22,500. 22,500 is what is completed. That is requirement A. Look at requirement D. Sorry, additional information D. They say what? Calculate what? Sorry, requirement D is saying that what? 22,500 units were completed and transferred to what? To process 3. Requirement A is now saying that what? Calculate the value of unit transfer to process 3. So what was completed is this. Then this is the cost per unit. This is now what we are asking. So if you say the cost per unit now, multiply by what now? Multiply by 2,500. It will give us this.
Okay.
All right. Now.
All right, thank you.
Look at calculate the value of work in progress. Calculate the value of work in progress. That is requirement. That's requirement B now. Go ahead, please.
Okay. Please, the total effective cost, please. What's the logic behind it? Why are you adding and minusing the opening cost?
This is what you completed. This is what you work. What we are just looking for is that what is your work? What is the total effective that is yet to be what? That is yet to be completed. That is the idea of effective unit. The idea of effective unit is just to look for what is the value, what is left. Like I'm using an example of what now you give me a certain task and you ask me that what is the degree of completion? The degree of completion, I can just say, I'm not yet done, but it is what? I'm almost 80%. Then you cannot ask me that, okay, send your report like that, since I'm almost 80%. So we are now looking at it in terms of unit. your effect equivalent unit is just what? Oh, you say that your work in progress is this. Then out of that work in progress, what is the percentage of work that you have done? There are some that will say that, oh, it is almost what? There are some material that is 100%. There are some this that is 95%. And look at this. When we say total effective now, oh, this is the total that we can use. You completed this. You completed what? 22,500. And you say this is what you close with. You close with what? 3,000 what? 3,500 as material. This is what you close with. Then what do you start with? You can even get in another way around, but just saying what? Oh, I started with what? I started with 5,000. And I have completed what? I have completed 2,500. Then I close with what? With 3,500. You're still going to get the total effective. I started with 5,000. Then I completed both. Then what do you now close with? It should still give us what? The same thing. Requirement B is now saying what? Calculate the value of work in progress. Value of what now? Value of work in progress. Now, value of what now? Of work in progress. Now, I don't want to ask one thing now. You know, there are two work in progress. Let's say calculate the value of what? Work in progress. The work in progress here now, is it the opening or the closing? Don't worry, I still have an assignment for it. The value of work in progress here now, it will be that of the what? That of the this. That is that of your closing. Because the opening now, we are looking at what? Look at it from this idea that, oh, we expected that whatever the work in progress that you receive from process one, you must complete it. That is it. Whatever the work in progress that you receive from what you receive from process one, you must what? You must complete it. So now, it is what? Whatever the work in progress that you receive from one, whatever the work in progress that you receive from one, when that work in progress gets to two, it must be completed. This work in progress that you're valuing now is the work in progress that the word process two, that word process two will take to what now? Will take to process three. Then the element of cost still remains. Copy this now and go down. This is the unit. This is the what? The cost per unit. Let's say calculate the value. This is what? Element of what? Element of cost. Sorry. What is the unit? The closing. The closing is this. Then what is the cost per unit? You go and copy that cost per unit that you have calculated already. This is the cost per unit. Copy this. And you bring it down here. Oh, sorry. Then.
Excuse me, sir.
Okay.
Hello, sir.
Yes, I'm with you, ma'am. Yes, I can hear you.
Are you saying everything on closing should be based on units?
Yeah, no. This is the unit.
Because sorry, I just joined the class, so I mixed some things that.
Yeah. So now this is the word now. This is the closing. This one is closing work in progress. This is what we are asked to do. Closing work in progress.
Okay.
This is the word now. This is the unit. You're not going to say the word the unit. multiply by the cost per unit. The cost per unit is already this. That will give us the value, the what? That will give us the value of the closing what? That will give us the value of the closing work in progress. This, we already determined this already. This is what you have here, where you calculate the equivalent unit. This is a cost per unit. Then the cost per unit now, multiplied by what? The cost per unit multiplied by the unit to give us this. Then, oh, sorry, it's giving us decimal. Then there's no problem.
Hello, sir.
As I'm with you. Go ahead.
All right, sir. These figures on closing work in progress, was it given in the question?
The figure of what?
All these figure on closing working in progress, was it given in the question?
This 35, right?
Yes, all this 35, no,
Yeah.
19, was it given in the question?
Yes, the 35 is given in the question, but we determine all this by ourselves.
Okay, you determine all these other ones.
Yeah, based on the percentage. This is the working. The percentage is already given. Okay.
Okay, the percentage has been given in the question.
Yeah, the percentage has been given. This is the question.
Okay.
So, and that's all about two.
Sorry, sorry, sir.
Oh, please, oh, sorry, please go ahead, please. Professor, go ahead, please. Please, I'm just go ahead, please. Prepare the process 3 account.
Okay, sir. Okay.
All right, now go ahead, please. What's the question? Okay, sorry.
Okay, sir. The input material. So the 3,500 times 11.07. What I'm getting is 38.745 and not 38.50. I don't know.
If you say 35, I mean.
Or is it because of the approximation? Yes, 35 times 11.07.
Yes, right. I think it's to be because of approximation.
It's giving.
It's giving us. If I do it,
yeah,
to be as a result of the calculation. Because if I say 35 multiplied by this, it's giving me 38. So it will be as a result of that.
Yeah.
All right, now. So the last requirement now, so that we head to this class, is to prepare what now? Is to prepare process 3. I'll be sorry, to prepare process 2 account. So if you want to prepare what process 2 account now, these are what we need to do. Where's my pen? Sorry. The opening stock of raw materials is this. So 5,000. And what is added value? I think we determine that here. $11 what now? Oh, sorry, I made something out. This is units. Okay. So, there's a pen. So let's move this now. Let me reload this page now. So I should be able to shape this. So the cost per unit for what is the cost per unit? The cost per unit is 11.0. And hold on. And that is say what now? 5,000 multiplied by 11.0. You have what? 55.
Hello, sir.
Hold on, please go
Hello,
ahead.
sir. Where did we get the 11,000?
Where do we get the what?
The 11,000 that you multiply with the 5,000.
Yeah, the 11,000 is already given here. We already calculated this. So maybe what you need to do for me now, since you joined the class, is just to watch what we have done before. But I'll try to explain everything as well to you.
Okay, all right.
This is the
all right.
11, or this is the cost per unit. And we have what now? Sorry, we have what 5,000 multiplied by what 11.06. We have what 55. From process one, what do we receive from process one? And you see this, even this. Let me clean this. I want to tell you something about this. That's all done. What do we transfer from process one? What is the value that we transfer from process one in terms of what is completed? I say a unit of what? A unit transfer from process one were 21,000 with a total cost of what? 200 and what? 32 what? 500. So we write what now? Let me even delete this off. Then the next one, what is our material? It's like we are working with now, we are working back. Material what? Material introduced. What is the value of what? Material introduced? Sorry. The value of material introduced is what? Is 120,000. Total unit transfer from process 1 to 2 with a total cost. Other costs were this. And all these costs now, material introduced, this one started from what? From process. This is the value of the material introduced in what? In process 2. So I have what now? 120. We also have what? Labor. Labor is what? Labor is 97,500. Then we also have what? Overhead. Overhead, so overhead is what? Overhead is 91 what? 91,000. So we'll just say what now? 91,000. Sorry. This is 21. Oh, sorry. This is 26. Then go to this side and say what? What do we transfer to process 3? In terms of what unit? Look at additional information. What additional information? 3. No, sorry, additional information 4. We transfer value of what? We transfer 22 words, 22,000 words, 22,000, I'm sorry, 22,500 units. So in terms of what now? In terms of units, 22,000, even 22,500. This unit cell is not required here because we already calculated for the unit. And what we are looking for here is the what is the balance figure of this opening work in progress. So if we transfer this, and what is the cost? The value, that is the requirement A. This is requirement A. Requirement A is asking that what is the value of what? What is the value of the, calculate the value of the units. What is now the value now? We have determined the what now? We have determined the value, and the value is what now? 569,470. 569,470. This is the what in terms of amount. Then what is the closing? The closing work in what? The closing work in progress. The closing work in progress is what now? The closing work in progress is what? Is 3,000 what? 500. Is 3,000 what? 500. So 3,000 what? 500. In terms of this plus 21, this is also what? 26. Then what is the value of this? That is requirement B. What is the value of this? That is what? Requirement what? B. And this is what now? Requirement B. This is requirement B. Requirement B is what? 63 what? 8 or 9 what? 904. 63, 904. It may be a little bit different, maybe as a result of approximation from your own calculator as well. So this is what now? 63. I'm rounding it up to what? 904. So 569 plus 63, 904. Then we have what? 633, 633. So this is all that. You also need to have 633. So whatever we work now, whatever we have now, and let me also show you something. Okay, there's still a way we can do this. Let me finish this up. Stick into balance. If you say what now? Minus what? 91,000 minus 97,500 minus what? 120 minus 322,500. This 92 what now? 324 now is the value of that unit of material that is completed. 92,324. And we cannot, please, everybody, do you all understand this? There's a way that I can determine this figure too now using this example. But do you understand this? That's a key before we start using another method to derive it.
No,
Is that
sir.
a
The 92374.
yeah, the
How you got
923.
it?
Yeah, I just said this total minus all this. They say another way around. This total that you have there minus this minus 120 minus this minus 91,000. Oh, sorry.
Okay.
Please, everybody, please ask question from the beginning. There's another thing before we go down. Look at this as well. Once you have, I think I have another question which you are going to do is question what now? Question 1. Question 1 to calculate the value is the opposite. Determine the value of work in progress, prepare the process account. It's the same requirement, but different company and different aspects. The same thing. It may look some about the key ideas of this. You can remember what we have been doing so far is there's no work in progress. And once there's a work in progress, let's have that at the back of our mind. We need to calculate what equivalent units. So now we started with this. Sorry for taking your time up to this. The first requirement is that what we should calculate the water. We should calculate.
Calculate value of units.
Yeah, the value of what is transferred to process 3. The unit, that is the last additional information, is already what informing you that what you transfer is what 22 what 22 on 500. What is now the value of what you transfer? For you to get that now, we need to conduct all this process. What do you complete? This is what I completed. What do you close with? I close with this. And this is how we get each of this figure. What do you start with? Then we'll get our total effective work production unit. So this is what you start with. This is what this is what you start with as your opening. This is also what you close with. Then total, I can even see I've labeled it as well. How we get each of this. So see that very well. Attempt what question 1 as well. Maybe some of us we join lead as well. Try to do what? Let's say another aspect of process costing, which is the last. We call it what? Join and buy products. And I think the video that I asked you to work, I think maybe they explained. I will check through the video as well and see if it is being conducted. If it is not, then you have to have another class to explain that. We call it what? Join and buy products. How do we share costs when it comes to joint and buy products? And look at this. This is an example of it. Look at this question 4. This one is on what? Is on joint and buy products. These are what? These are joint products. So how do we conduct a process costing when we have joint and buy products? I'll take you through the video if it was conducted. If it is not, we have to have another class. But make sure that you work, and that is the last aspect of process costing. Say that very well. Go through this particular question as well. Attempt question 1. There's nothing different between what Danzi and FMC. They are the same. To test your knowledge with this, and thank you everyone for staying as well.
So sorry, sir. Before you go, sorry.
Yeah,
go. Process 2. How did we get the 564 in the solution? I was trying to. Okay, I think I've seen it.
All right, I'll share this one as well to the group. Everybody.
Okay.
Hello, sir.
Yes, go ahead. Yes, go ahead.
Oh, what about the people that just joined? Because I didn't really get everything you just off now because I joined the class so late. So is there any way you can recap a bit?
All right, now let me do.
All right, thank you.
Okay. So in process cost, okay, this is where we start from.
Okay.
We started from looking at different process. You can have process 1, you can have process 2. But look on some of the questions that we have been solving, they are very straightforward. In terms of words, there is no work in progress. There's no work in progress. And when there's work in progress now, it requires a special formality than when it is what everything is finished. So in what, once you have any question like this, that the examiner is giving you what the degree of completion, it means that there's a work in progress. There's some work that is yet to be completed. And if you are saying that there's some work that is yet to be completed, you also need to give us the degree of completion. And the first requirement in this question is that we should calculate the value of inventory that is transferred to process 3. In this company, there are 3 processes. There's process 1, there's process 2, and there's process 3. This information that we are giving now is relating to to process 3. Is relating to what? Is relating to process 2, sorry. Is relating to process 2. And in process 2 now, we are told that this is what you transfer. I transferred this. Oh, sorry, I transferred this 22,500 to process 3. Examiner is now saying now, this unit that is given now, what is the value of it? Because in this subject, is either you'll be giving the unit or you'll be giving the value. So this is the now, this is the unit. What is now the value of this 22,500 now? This is the value of this 22,500. Before we now determine that now, then we need to say, this is what you completed. What did you close with? And for material, they say input material is 100%. Material is 100%. So if you say 100 divided by 100, it will also give you 35. The closing work in progress is 35. For material introduced is 55%. 55 divided by 100, you have this. 50% divided by 35, that is how we have this on 7,500 here. 45% is for overhead. 45 divided by 100 multiplied by 35, that is how we have the 1,000 word 575. What about the opening as well? The opening is in terms of units, it is 5,000 units. Material is also 100% complete. 100 divided by 100 multiplied by 5,000, we have 5,000. For material, it was 50%. 50 divided by 50% of 5,000, we have 2,500. For labor, is 65% of 5,000, we have 3,250. And for overhead, 40% of 5,000, we have 2. So this is how we get all these opening B and C. Then total effective now, it will now be what you have completed plus the closing work in progress minus the opening. Then how do we get the column E now? The column E is the cost. This is the cost. The cost is given already. That the unit transferred to process 1, that the unit that we are process 2 now, what we receive from process 1 is 21, and this is the cost. Then we bring the cost here too. Then what is the material introduced? The cost for the material introduced is also given 120, 97,500, and we also have 91,000. This is it. Then what is now the cost per unit? We are going to say the cost divided by the effective unit. That is the E now, which is the cost here, divided by the total effective unit. It will give us the cost per unit for each of the products. So the total cost per unit for all the in this process is 25.31. And how many do you complete? You complete 22,500. So 22,500 now multiplied by this. This is how we derive this as the value. then we are also being told that, oh, what is now the value of work in progress? Whatever the work in progress that process 2 receive from process 1, you have to complete it. So the value of work in progress that we are determining here is that what the value of work in progress that process 2 transfer to process 3. And we already determined this unit before. The cost per unit is what we have here. Then if you multiply 35 by this, we'll have this 38. Then to prepare process to prepare the process 3 account.
So can I ask a question?
Yes, you can ask.
Okay, based on this method now, this is first out. This is first out. So in case like if that out, is it different from this?
Yes, if in case of what?
In case like
Okay, what? Yes, okay, thanks for that. What I was just trying to explain is that we have two, based on IS1, we have two methods of valuing our inventory. Is either we use weighted average, or we use FIFO. But most of the time in a situation like this, if it is in FIFO, if it is in weighted average, what we just need to do now, we are not considered about the work. We are not considered about the we're not considered about how the unit came in. But in FIFO, the idea of FIFO is that if I receive any material first, and that is it is the FIFO that is coming here now. Meaning that under FIFO, now since we are using FIFO, first in, first out, it means that the opening work in progress now has been treated. The opening work in progress has been the opening work in progress has been treated. So our work in progress here now is on is on the closing. Assuming that is on the second one, which is weighted average now, the value of your work in progress now, it will now be on the opening. If it is on if it is FIFO now, what is left, my work in progress, let's say first in, first out, meaning that work in progress that you are valuing now, the examiner does not specify. There are two work in progress now. There are two work in progress. There's opening, there's closing. If it is now, if it is FIFO, you are going to use the closing. If it is any other method that you can pass, whether it's LIFO or it is weighted average, you are going to use the opening. Assuming that it is in the other way around, I can say that hold on. This is element. Then I'll bring it here. Then what are the opening? Then I'll bring the opening here as well. Then what is the cost? The cost still remains the same. So this is it. This is FIFO, first in, first out. So I am basing the value of my now? I'm basing the value of my my work in progress based on what I close with. FIFO say first in, meaning that the opening work in progress has been has been treated. It has been complete. But if it is maybe on LIFO now or weighted, it will be now? The value of work in progress now, it will be that of the closing. I hope everybody get this. In FIFO, whatever I start with, that opening work in progress, is already completed. But if it is any other method that you are being asked, it is now you are going to base it on the on the opening, meaning that the opening that enter process 2 now is yet to be completed, which is sometime as well. It's not really that possible. It's not realistic. That is the idea. Whatever you are bringing from process one as work in progress, make sure that you complete it. The work in progress that you're going to have in what's in process two is what you start with, not what you are bringing from what from process one. Any other question, please?
Yes, sir, please. This, I think we are asked to find the value of the opening work in progress. So this is the calculation for it.
For work in progress.
Hello, sir. Do you hear me, sir?
Yes, please. Go ahead, please.
Okay, I said if we are asked to calculate the value of opening work in progress, so this is the calculation for it.
For the opening.
It's opening work in progress.
And if you are using what, we are using another word, if you are using another method. You understand? We are using what another method, and then I can use it. So try to attempt this. Don't let me take the class a little bit more, so that someone better understand. So just check back at any word at any time, watch the video, attempt what question one, and I'll be happy to hear from us. So thank you, everyone.
Sorry, sir. Can we always get watch this video again?
Sure, you can. Don't worry, after the end of this class, I'll share it.
Hello, sir.
All right, thanks.
Hello, sir.
Yes, go ahead.
Hello. Please,
Yes,
there's one question I saw on this 12 question, one of their old videos. I want to find out what is the difference between production cost and prime cost production.
Production cost and prime cost.
Production, yes.
Yes, prime cost is just the total of direct cost. Only direct. That's
okay. So what?
So, but production.
Okay.
So production cost can now contain what now? Both direct and indirect.
So what about the variable cost? The variable cost.
A variable cost. Yes, variable cost is also. You can have what variable overhead as well. You can have what variable
production cost.
Yeah, if you are using what marginal costing. If I'm using what marginal costing, I always say that, oh, my production cost is the total variable cost again. But if it is under what absorption now, my production cost, it will be addition of both the variable and the overhead, both the fixed and the variable.
Okay. So what about the direct material should not be added?
Yeah, direct material is the same thing as direct. When you say direct material, it's also a variable cost.
Okay.
All right, now thank you, everyone. Let's stop here for today.